Hey guys, Ben here from Huckberry. Welcome back to the Huckberry Gear Lab, and winter is not coming, winter is here. And today we're gonna be talking about some of our favorite insulated puffer jackets we've got on Huckberry this winter. We got everything from your lightweight mid-layer all the way up to a jacket that you'd want if you were in Buffalo this past weekend and you got 77 inches of snow in 24 hours. We're gonna talk some of our warmest jackets on Huckberry. Let's dive in. Okay, first, before we dive into our first jacket, let's just clear a couple things up. Often get the question of what's the difference between a down jacket and a puffer jacket? And the answer is a down jacket is a puffer jacket. A puffer jacket is just the style. It is a jacket that has insulation that is held together by a certain type of stitching. Down is a type of insulation, but is not the only type. There's synthetics, and we'll talk through some of the variations that we've got here. And also, when you think about puffer jackets, you often go to those traditional horizontal bafflings, mountain-inspired, big puffy jacket, and we'll get to some of those. But really, a puffer jacket can come in a variety of types of stitching. So let's kick things off with a great mid-layer option. This is a Taion Military Crew Quilted puffer jacket. Taion's an exciting new brand that just landed on Huckberry. They're Tokyo-based. Japan knows a thing or two about some snow. This is inspired by and takes that silhouette from military layering systems. So this is a great lightweight layer to wear over a jacket when temperatures are more mild, but the versatility of this jacket is really when temperatures are dipping, you can throw on a Gore-Tex shell, you can wear it over a heavier jacket. It's super lightweight. It's still got that insulation that a puffer jacket must have. This is actually a down insulation. It's also treated with a DWR finish, so it is weather resistant. So this is a great mid-layer. As I said, versatility, wear it on its own when temperatures are a little bit more mild, wear it underneath a heavier jacket. We are super excited to have Taion on Huckberry this season. We got a couple silhouettes, so make sure you check them all out. So next up, another great mid-layer puffer option. This is actually from Goldwyn, another Japanese outerwear brand. They have been making outerwear and outdoor apparel, for that matter, for over 70 years in Japan. Super excited to have them back on Huckberry this season. This is another one of those cardigan silhouettes. This is the Pertex Quantum down cardigan puffer jacket. Try saying that 3 times fast. So just like that Taion option, this is really great as a lightweight outer layer when temperatures are a little more mild. But again, the versatility of this jacket remains the same. It really excels as a mid layer. You're putting it underneath your ski shell, you're wearing it underneath a heavier jacket. This is a great jacket for traveling in particular. It actually comes with its own stuff sack, so you can throw this in the bottom of your bag when you're traveling, have it in the back of your car when temperatures dip. For our more stylish outdoorsmen, this is a great option. So next up, one of my personal favorites. I actually own this jacket and wear it very often in the winter and even in the fall and spring as well. It's very lightweight and versatile. It's the Proof Moonweight collection. This is the hoodie edition that I've got here. We've got a shirt jacket, and then there's also a bomber silhouette. The most interesting component to the Moonweight collection, and really sets it apart in my eyes, is the graphene that is used in its construction into the outer fabrics. And what graphene is, we don't have time to go into it right now because 1, I'm not smart enough, and 2, there's so much to talk about. We'll do another Gear Lab just on graphene. But it is this incredibly lightweight but durable fiber. It's also temperature regulating. So it packs a huge punch considering how lightweight it really is. So it is durable as hell. It's gonna be scratch and tear resistant. And the warmth of a jacket that is this light is really, really impressive. So it does make for a great mid-layer when it gets really, really cold and you wanna put this underneath a heavier layer. But because of that graphene and the insulation, it's great as its own outer layer. And then you add on top of that, no pun intended, the DWR coating. This is weather resistant. So an incredibly versatile jacket. It packs a lot of punch in a seemingly very light mid-layer, but this is actually something that can take you deep into winter. Next up, a jacket, and certainly a brand that doesn't need much of an introduction around here at Huckberry, and probably for many of you. This is the Relwen Windzip collection. So this is a collection that we've had going on 3 or 4 years at this point, and for a very good reason. The versatility in style and function, and also in silhouette of this collection, makes for an overall bestseller when the temperatures start to drop fall into winter. So the Windzip collection, it's got that heritage inspired, that classic horizontal baffling, densely packed, Lightweight, but also burly enough that this thing will keep you warm into the winter months. It's got weather protection on the outside exterior. The Windzip collection, as I mentioned, actually comes in a variety of silhouettes that adds to its versatility. You see this exclusive hoodie version here, but then on the other end of the spectrum, we sell a vest. There's also a popover, and then there's a full zip. So the Windzip makes for, you see a theme here, a great versatile mid-layer when you want it to be, especially when you're talking about the vest, the pullover, and the full zip. But as I said, this jacket is meant to be worn on its own. It's very, very warm considering the weight and the size of the baffling, if you will. It's a densely packed 60-gram down alternative. Whatever your style is, whatever your performance is, this collection is a great option. Next up, we are starting to get into some of those more traditional puffer jackets, if you will, and this is a great place to start. This is the down diagonal quilted puffer from Crescent Downworks. Crescent Downworks is a great brand based in Seattle. This jacket is actually made in their Seattle factory. They have been making outerwear for the Pacific Northwest and everywhere else for many, many years. This jacket has roots, obviously, in some of the original outdoor heritage outerwear, starting with the outer fabric, which is a legendary fabric in the outdoor industry. It's the 60/40 fabric. It's incredibly durable, and it's weather resistant. It is filled with a 700 down ethically sourced goose down, so incredibly warm but also lightweight. This comes in a cool bomber silhouette. There's also a shirt jacket and a vest. I actually own the shirt jacket version, and when you put it on, you get it. These things are warm, they're lightweight, they are built like outerwear is supposed to be built. Whatever your style, heritage outerwear, these things stand up to some of the best. Next up, temperatures are dropping. This is a jacket that you are going to grab in the middle of winter. This is the Wellen Longrider Puffer. This harkens back to old school vintage corduroy meets surfer magazine. It has got the super cozy 8-whale corduroy on the outer. It's got a soft chambray on the inside. It's got plenty of insulation. This is one of those vintage inspired pieces. It's still gonna keep you warm, but it's definitely on the more style end of the spectrum. You're not necessarily gonna wear this out when it's raining or super heavy wet snow, but this sure as hell is going to keep you warm and looking good. This is the Wellen Longrider Puffer. Next up, as I mentioned earlier, when you think puffers, there's a certain jacket that may come to mind. For me, this is one of those styles. This is an iconic of a silhouette as you can get. This is the North Face 71 Sierra Down puffer jacket. This has been in their line for many, many years. This is retro inspired, one of their original down jackets, but obviously meets modern construction. So it's got a weather resistant outer. It's got a 600 fill insulation, so that great warmth to weight ratio. It's got a removable hood when you don't need it, when you do need it. It's got a great retro styling, as I mentioned. So when it's cold and you want a mix of performance meets style, this is one of those jackets. This is new to Huckberry this season. It comes in a couple different colorways. We are super excited. North Face needs no introduction, especially in outerwear. An incredibly versatile jacket for this winter. And as I said, the style's been around forever. So you buy this now and your grandkids are gonna be asking for this jacket. Last and certainly not least, we have got a new addition to the Flint and Tinder family. This is the Caliber Parka. So first, I know what you might be thinking. I had the same first impression when I saw this from afar. That does not look like a puffer jacket, but you get close and you can see the quilted stitching, and what is inside is actually obviously what makes it a puffer, and it is a recycled Primaloft. So Primaloft is one of the best insulations that you can get in outerwear. So this is a military inspired parka. It's got long coverage. This is meant for gnarly cold winters, but it's got a very cool heritage inspired silhouette. As I mentioned, it's stuffed with Primaloft. It's got this really cozy corduroy interior. It's got plenty of pockets for your EDC, for your gloves, for your hats, whatever the hell you're carrying, a beer. This jacket is meant to be layered. So go true to size, but know that you'll be able to fit a sweater underneath, maybe one of those mid layers that we talked about earlier. From the coverage that the length of this jacket provides, the Primaloft insulation, it's also treated with a DWR finish, so it makes it weather resistant. All of that is packaged in an incredibly versatile, stylish piece of outerwear, harkening back to some of the classic military heritage pieces that you would often find in your favorite vintage store. Made for modern day, this is the Flint and Tinder Caliber Parka, brand new to the collection. Check it out. So there you have it, a lineup of some of our favorite puffers this season, spanning the spectrum of a mid-layer, more technical, to a heavy, hardy, military-inspired parka. We have got not just the jackets that I have reviewed today, there's a full collection obviously over on Huckberry.com, so check them all out. I am sure we will have something that fits your needs and whatever winter looks like for you. I can say I own 3 of the jackets that we have talked about here. I own the Moonweight, I own the Crescent Downworks, and I also own the Relwen Windzip. All of them incredibly versatile. You'll find that theme throughout our collection. So make sure you check it out. As always, subscribe to the Huckberry YouTube and like this video. We are dropping Gear Labs every single week, sometimes twice a week at this point. So Gear Lab is for you. If you've got a question about any of the jackets that we talked about, make sure you drop them in the comments. You got suggestions of things you want us to talk about next time, hit us up. We want to hear from you. Until next time, happy winter, and we will see you out there.